To recap, you guys went into the sewers of Silkhart per the request of a barkeep who works at the Steel Angel Inn, and you guys figured out by asking a simple guard where to go, and he told you what you should probably do to get there. You guys went down into the sewers and found some what you think are mutated rats, or something was going down in the sewers. After some exploring and figuring some things out, you guys ran into a room where you had gotten ambushed. You found some skeletal parts, like ribcage, bones, to which you tried to put him on some type of weird hard skeleton that was embedded into the ground. After some digging, guys had walked away, and he ended up wandering into the room with the humanoid hermit-looking person and a few rats. With that, he ended up fighting said rats, and the hermit creature humanoid thing ended up going down. At the same moment, while he was fighting, you guys had gotten ambushed by another pack of rats, which as a group you cleaned up pretty fairly quickly, and then started to realize that Gaius wasn't there. You guys went looking for him through Nath's investigation and found him face down. You guys took care of the hermit and the pack of rats that was in there and started to loot him. You guys took his head off to go with the bounty. After some talking, you guys left the sewers and got directed up to the castle of Silkhart. Once you guys came up to the castle, a guard in the front escorted you to the collector. You guys were lost at first, but ended up finding the correct door. You guys turned in the bounty parchment. You guys still don't know what that actually was. You guys assumed it was a bounty. You watched the collector hand you some paper and threw the backpack down the stairs, or down a set of stairs. You guys had walked out. He told you where to go and instructions for it. So you guys followed the instructions, went up these 2 flights of stairs. You went up the right side to the main throne room door. Upon entering, Nath decided to exclaim himself in the throne room and got immediately knocked out. With that,
just add that as a rule to your campaign in general.
With that, everyone followed the rules and decided to stay quiet. To which a black scaled dragonborn made himself apparent to you all, as well as the half Goliath, half giant lady that is his bodyguard. After allowing you to speak, you guys talked to him. You learned that his name is actually Exid, and that he is, some would say, the people's champion, or the king of the people, whatever. He doesn't see himself as a king. So as you guys were leaving, a guard rushed into the castle and exclaimed that something was going on in the city. As he rushed down, you guys started talking in front of the throne room, took care of Nath, brought him up, and then decided to head out. When you guys head out, everything seemed to have stopped in time. Even the guard running down the stairs, but there was no exit or his bodyguard. When you guys went down to investigate, you guys threw some pebbles at people. You started poking them. Nothing happened. And upon looking around, you came across Exit and a few bodies on the ground to the west of the castle, if I believe, in like this grass area. No one knew what was going on. You guys talked to him, and he's going to look into it. And then you guys went to the tavern. Upon entering the tavern, you guys shared some drinks, some meals, celebrated for your first bounty. We started to go into the night where everyone started to split their ways. So if I remember correctly, Gaius went up to the upstairs to the rooms. Bosco had gone downstairs to do what he says is some gambling. Zaj and Ash are both at the bar. They had just had a discussion, and I believe Zaj was getting ready to head up. And Nath and Oliver both left. Nath was looking for a store, and Oliver was heading to the school.
sounds about it.
So, first things first, let's take care of the people in the tavern. Guys, is that true? You had gone up to the room?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Zaja goes up as well, and I believe Ash, you wanted to share a room with Zaja?
Yeah, she offered.
Right.
I said yes.
Okay. So, and I think, guys, you paid for your own room, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and throw your 3 tokens down. I'll put Zaja on here. Alright guys, so you will be the top right room. That will be your room for the night that you paid for.
Okay.
Zaja and Ash, you guys will be in this bottom room, as Zaja paid for the larger suite, which would have a few beds in it.
Wow, no beds.
Theater of the mind. You have toys in there, I don't know, think of something.
Oh.
I would
Hammock. There's a hammock.
I would walk over to the bed, lay down, and then reach into my pocket and pull out a picture.
Okay.
And then I would just kind of lay there and stare at it.
Okay. Meanwhile, in the other room, Zaja and Ash, are you guys going to bed? Anything else?
I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I would go to bed. Dasha drank herself 20.
Well, good
Okay.
night, guys. Good session.
So, this is
All right.
a key. The reason I'm asking is because this kind of plays a part in it. Are you guys sleeping across from each other, next to each other? How are you guys arranging the beds in the room?
I would make a big bed for myself.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't want to sleep with you. No offense.
Yeah, I assumed not. The whole reason I got that room was because there was supposed to be a really big bed in it.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So we'll do that. So guys, I'm assuming you wander off into bed.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that in mind, you 3 start to doze off. We will cut back to here. Oliver and Nath, can you both give me perception checks, please, as you guys leave the tavern?
I sure can, boss. And I'll have you know, I'm really good at perception. There's no way I scuff up this roll. I'm about to be like the owl that just like changes, turns their neck all the way around. Oh my goodness, I was right. 19.
Oh my.
Still lost.
All right.
It would have
So
been so much better if you got a wine.
I was like playing up to it being a 1, but then I rolled well, so I was like, okay.
okay.
So we got a
So
nat 20 and a 19. Let's go.
so with your 22 and 19, this would be different instances, but the same outcome. As you guys walk out, Nath, you would have been first because you grabbed that brochure and left. When you leave, you would notice a few hooded figures kind of sitting outside the tavern, just relaxing, occasionally like peeking in, and then just kind of waiting. After some time, Nath, when you walk away, or if you do decide to do something right now, it's up to you.
I'm just gonna walk away.
Okay. And then Oliver, as you walk out, you will notice as well these hooded figures. Nath would be gone, but you would notice these figures as you're heading to the school, like occasionally looking around, peeking into the tavern, and then just looking back and kind of sitting in the street.
Sorry. About how far are they from the tavern? 'Cause they're like peeking into it.
Yeah, so like the one on the far end here, is like right up to the glass. Like they look kind of skittish, but not so much that they're like, you know, giving themselves away. And then the one over here to the right is not like up to the wall. They're kind of like hovering out past the wall. And then the other guy is just out in the street, kind of just like looking around like he doesn't know where he is type deal.
You know how like birds will do that little thing where they like kind of hop like towards something?
Like when
Have
they're
you ever seen
interested?
Yeah, when they're like interested
Yeah.
in something.
Yes.
Okay, you know this guy right here?
Yes.
I want to do that towards him.
Okay.
So I'm like obviously trying to like give away my like, you know, position, let him know that I'm there by like, and showing that I'm interested in what he's doing.
Okay.
So I'll just,
He'll kind of like look over at you. And like, can I help you?
Oh, yeah, I was just sorry. I was just curious as what you're doing.
That's why are you hopping at me? That's a little
That's
little
weird.
strange.
That's suspicious.
I'll like look at my feet and like lift one up, like a bird does, kind of when they're looking at their feet sometimes, and then I'll put it down. And I'll look back at it and like, oh, I just wanted to let you know that I was coming towards you.
Oh, you could have just walked. Can you not walk? Do you have to hop everywhere?
I can walk, and I want to like almost like walk around to where my back is to this other guy.
Okay.
To show him that I'm walking.
Okay. I'll just watch you walking. Okay. Can I help you with anything?
Oh, well, I already asked a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was. Why? Okay. What was your question again? I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out why you were hopping and you can walk and, you know.
It's just something, you know, Owlins do. Don't worry about it too much. You're overthinking things. You're thinking about things too hard. Don't worry about it. What are you doing outside the tavern? Looking inside and everything.
Oh, I'm just relaxing. It's outside a tavern. Are we not allowed to relax outside? You know what? While he's doing that, Bosco, you want to give me a? I need 2 separate D20s, please.
Ooh, D20s. Okay.
Let's see how much money you lose.
Imagine if I got 2 nat 20s. One's a 9 and one's a 3.
Oh.
A 9 and a 3 separate, you said?
Yes.
Okay. I will say, with you going down to the gambling hall, is that all you're doing for the night? Is basically being down there?
Pretty much.
I will say after a full night of gambling, you earned 6 gold.
Hell yeah!
So you can go ahead
You
and
didn't lose.
add a profit of 6 gold to your pouch.
See, you people need to have more trust in me.
The question is, how much gold did he originally lose just to barely come back with 6 gold?
Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, profit is 6 gold.
Yes, agreed. It's all that matters here. I don't want to hear any criticism from the rest of you fuckers.
Last we left off, you asked the person what they were doing, and he responded with, what's the problem? Like, I can't just stand out in front of a tavern. I mean, it's a tavern, so.
I was just curious as to what you're doing. Are you observing something?
I mean, yeah, I'm observing the tavern, but nothing too crazy. I'm just kind of relaxing. Who are you again? What?
Well, I'm just, you know, a tavern goer.
Oh, well, I mean, if you would like to stay out here, we can chill out here together. I don't see a problem. And then out of the corner of your eye,
sorry.
you'll see this one. You'll see the other guy kind of come up to the other side of the window, and like he's keeping a bead on you.
Like, who's your friend?
Who? Him? And he'll point at the other guy.
Yeah, him.
Oh, that's just that's just Johnny. He follows me everywhere.
And the other one? And I'll like point at the guy at the other side of the window, like the far end. This guy.
Oh, her? I don't know her.
So you all just sit out here and watch the tavern?
You all? Why are you saying? Oh, I don't know her. I mean, me and Johnny usually sit out here at night, but I don't know who she is. She looks like she doesn't belong here.
So you think she's doing something wrong or different from what you're doing?
Doing something. I never said anything wrong. You're the one that said.
You said she looks like she doesn't belong here.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at her clothing.
I'll look at her clothing.
Her clothing looks exactly like the guy you're talking to.
I'll look down at what he's wearing, and look at what she's wearing. Be like, aren't you both wearing the same thing?
There we go. He'll like look down and. Oh, I guess we are. It's kind of weird.
So why are you all watching the tavern?
I guess we're all just relaxing. I think our time's up though. Don't you think so, Johnny? I like lower him.
Oh yeah. I think our time's up. I think we should go.
Okay. So you weren't like looking for someone? Cause I was just in there if you wanted to know who was in there.
What? Why would we look for anyone? This guy's being weird. And then they'll
I
start
don't know,
to
why
walk off.
would you?
They won't answer that. They'll just start to walk off.
I'll just let them walk. And I'll just head to the school.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be right back. The landlord's there, so I'll just.
Okay. So Oliver takes off. Nath. So you are going for a store. Do you remember what store that was?
I look at the pamphlet. This is what you get for giving me a pamphlet.
That is true, and that's why I gave it to you. Yes, you look down at the pamphlet and you see it says Tinker's Tool Catastrophe at the top.
Okay, I head to Tinker's Tools Catastrophe.
Do you know how to get there?
Is there no map?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, thank goodness.
Yeah, on the back there's it shows like a front, almost like a drawing of like what the Tinker shop looks like, and then there's like general directions in the city itself where to find it.
Well then, does it have anywhere like starting off at the bar or something?
No, it's just there are on the back with the small map. It just shows like key locations, and you kind of put it together as you're walking, like where you are on the map.
Okay. Well then, I guess I head over to Tinker's Tools Catastrophe.
All right, so you find the what you assume to be the tool shop. You show up, and the lanterns are out. There's no lights inside. What do you do?
Did you hear that?
I did not. I saw your thing light up, but I didn't hear anything.
I knock on the door.
Okay.
Did you hear it that time?
I did. You knock on the door. No response.
I knock a second time.
Knock a second time. You wait. No response.
Are there people around? Oh, wait.
Um,
I look at the pamphlet. When does this place close?
There's no time.
Okay. So yeah, is anybody around?
There are some people like wandering the streets because the festival, the night of the night for the festival is starting to like die down. I mean, there are some people that are drunk and wandering around and whatnot, but there's some people.
Here, I'll stop the least drunk-looking person.
You stop. So you stop what looks like a dragonborn with like blue scales, like a silver underbelly, has a hood like half tossed on their head. It's like they tried to hide their head, but it's like stuck on like a horn almost, and it's like hanging halfway off. You walk up and what do you say?
Hey, I'm sorry, I'm new to this place, but do you know when this place closes?
The tool shop here?
Yeah.
And they'll scratch their head for a bit.
I'd say like a couple hours ago. I mean, usually the shops are pretty closed during the festival. They close early.
Oh.
Yeah, you kind of have to get them like either during the day or know the owner.
Do you know the owner?
No.
Oh, well, I'm just trying. Well, since you're here, have you been here before?
Have I been like in Silkhart?
Yeah, in Silkhart.
Yeah, I'm a resident. I live in the other district over there.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I guess I'll stop bothering you now. Also, I fix his hoodie. There you go. And then, I guess, I continue knocking on the door.
Thanks. I don't. Okay.
And they just wander off. You knock on the door and there's no response.
I look at the window.
You look in the window?
Yep.
You look in the window and it's a fairly dark like store. You see all manners of like tools and stuff on shelvings. Some ground tools that almost look like essentially like jacks. And you see like a dimly lit lantern in the far back.
Oh. I guess I'll go to the back.
Okay. You walk around to the back of the tool shop and you see a door there, but no windows or anything.
I knock on the door.
You wait. No response.
Okay, I guess I'll just do this here then. So, since I have thieves' tools, I'm gonna begin just sitting here for an hour, making smith's tools.
With your thieves' tools?
Yeah, this isn't my artificer feature. It's right tools for the job. With thieves' tools or artisan tools in hand, you magically create one set of artisan tools in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll just be in an hour just behind here, just making myself smith tools.
Okay. An hour goes by. Uneventful, nothing crazy. I mean, you're in the behind a store in the dark, so
Every once in a while, I'll knock.
no response.
I have a
Okay.
question. Nav, did you ever try opening the door?
Metagame.
I knock one more
Well,
time.
I wasn't
No
sure
response.
if he said he did or not.
I continue.
To knock?
Oh no, with my thing.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Okay.
How late into the night is it now?
I mean,
I stop you right there. I knock.
no response. I guess. Would you know what time it is at this point? I mean, you know it's
feel like
late in the evening.
Like, is the sun still up? Is it going down?
No, the sun's gone. It's like dark. It's a nighttime sky, and you see a moon, pretty small moon, actually, a little bit a ways away. It's like up at the top of the night sky. But yeah, there's no sunlight.
Oh, okay. I'll leave once I'm done then.
Okay. An hour passes, and you now have smith's tools.
I was hoping to buy something while I was out here, but I guess everything's closed, so I head back to the tavern.
A night and day cycle in town? What? All right, so Nath heads back to town or to the tavern.
Well, hey, I was hoping there'd be like a 7-Eleven.
A 7-Eleven tool store?
Yeah, just like open 24/7.
Well, you want a fucking
A
Slurpees
tool
too
store?
while you're at it?
A tool store?
Well, come on.
Okay.
I've never been to a 7-Eleven, so I have no idea what variety of shit they sell.
So Nath, you walk in. As you're walking in, you will see a figure over here in the corner. Same figure that you saw before when you walked out. But you're at the tavern now.
I'm gonna do that guy up nod just like to give him acknowledgement that I know that he's there.
She does not acknowledge you.
How dare he? I step inside.
Okay. Ah, welcome. Oh, you're that fellow. Did you come back for your room?
Uh-huh.
Okay, room's upstairs.
Oh, I'm just gonna warn you. I wasn't able to get what I wanted, and also, I was hoping to get medicine, but I couldn't. There's probably no stores open right now, so you might be hearing some yelling in my room. Don't mind it. It's just me.
What?
What?
I might ask you to leave then. What? What?
Excuse
Do you okay, do you have medicine that can help with pain?
If you're hurt, yeah, but not to just give away. I mean, it's my stash.
Yes, then I am very hurt because
You
like
don't look
I said,
hurt.
it will be very annoying, and
Yeah,
I
but you're
show
doing
him
it
the
to
punch
yourself.
I got from Skin. Hopefully deceive him into thinking, yep, I have that consistently.
Wait, you said the punch from who?
And wait, wrong campaign. The orc lady. I'm Goliath lady.
What? Yeah, I mean that looks
He's just
like
making
it.
up names now.
That looks like it hurts, but you don't look like you need medicine. You look fine.
Okay, then I guess I'll just bite really hard then. I'm sorry. And I head up to my room.
All right, if I hear noise, I'm coming up.
Okay. I lock the door behind myself.
Okay.
Like I try moving like the cupboards up to the door so that nobody could get in.
All right, so Nath, your room is going to be straight ahead. You will be in this room.
Okay. Well, with that, I will begin unclothing and unbolting my exoskeleton from my body.
Mm-hmm.
Turns
And
out
I'm
he's
going
alive.
That will be a full process. That is going to take
I know
a
it
little
takes
bit.
an hour.
Yeah, it's gonna take a bit.
That's why I'm also going to begin biting hard on whatever I can.
I mean, there's like a brush in one of the drawers in the room, so you could probably do that. I mean, it's hardwood, so.
Stop putting whores in my room.
Yeah, I bite on the brush.
Okay. Give me a performance check, please.
Damn it. Oh, that's actually really good. 18.
Okay. While doing this throughout the hour, you think you might be being too loud, but the insulation from the room keeps your sound to a minimum while you're doing your work.
Okay. Once it's finally on, I'm going to begin enchanting. I mean, off.
Okay.
How do you put enchantments onto your stuff?
You just kind of put enchantments into it over the long last.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, on my inventory. Also, I'm going to be pulling out
Oh,
a
it's in
back...
the inventory, like, I think you scroll all the way to the bottom.
Oh, okay. So, also, I'm going to grab my water skin? Nah. Yeah, that can be used as a slight pouch. No, I'll just use my backpack. So I'm also going to infuse my backpack into a bag of holding. And
Okay.
I'm going to put the infusion mind sharpener on my armor.
Alright, let me double check something here.
There's only one infusion that requires money. So none of this should require any money.
I don't see a problem with that. Okay, so you
Well,
have
then-
a replica bag of holding.
Okay. Well then I will begin equipping my exoskeleton back on.
Okay.
So for what I did, so what I did for Mind Sharpener is I added a teensy-weensy little spine at the end of my exoskeleton, so that whenever I lose concentration on the spell, it stabs me and I gain back concentration.
You think that would just distract you more?
No, I enchanted it.
I don't think that's an enchantment. I just think that's a knife.
It sounds like some sort of weird pain fetish.
Yeah, that's what helped me concentrate.
Welcome to
Just
Nath's World.
announced it to BDSM.
Alright. So I believe that covers most people. Oliver would have went to school. Zaja. Is Rustic here?
You're muted, Rustic.
Yeah.
Zaja. As you drift off into sleep after having drank a lot, celebrating, having a good time in the tavern, and talking to your dear companion Ash, you head up back to your room, find a nice bed that will accommodate accordingly. You start to fall asleep. You hear Ash rustle a little bit on the other side of the room, but you find your space. After some time, when you doze off, everything starts to become black, and you know you're asleep. And then an image starts to slowly phase into your vision. It's white. There's something white, and there's snow, some heavy winds. You kind of narrow your vision, and you see mountains out in front of you, snow-capped peaks, and it feels familiar, like a sense of home. But you have no idea where you are or how you even got here. And then on your side, you just hear a beautiful sight, isn't it? And what do?
I just hear a voice.
Yeah, just to your right, like it's almost like in your ear to your right, you hear a voice.
Do I recognize the voice?
You would immediately recognize that as your mentor.
So as I would go to look, I would be like, Xena, it is so good to hear from you.
And as you look to your right, there's nothing there. It's just snow and some wind passing by.
I'll kind of exhale, but not in sorrow, but kind of enjoying seeing the beauty that I know.
And then, as you exhale and take it in, to your left, you hear, "Why did you leave, Sasha? Why?"
Zena, you know why? They told me to come here.
Do you keep looking to your right, or do you look back to where you were looking?
I'll kind of scan, but since she wasn't there, Zena wasn't there last time, I'm just going to kind of look around to see if I see anything, see any movement, but not searching for her,
Gotcha.
per se.
As you start to scan and slowly look around, you still see the snow-peaked mountains, the snow and the wind howling, and then off in the distance you see it's almost like a square embedded into the mountain. And immediately you recognize the square as the entrance to your monastery. But something's off. Can't quite make it out, but there's something there that's just you can't quite put a finger on it.
I'll try to look a little bit heavier, like try to see maybe clear, put my hands over my eyes.
Focus in on it?
Yeah, that's the word.
Gotcha. So as you start to focus in and you almost do like the binocular thing with your hands to try and vision yourself in, or at least like blindside your peripherals, you start to focus really hard and you see this like, it's almost like a black shimmer in front of the entrance. And it kind of coasts by and it just like flows in front of the monastery. And you're sitting there really focusing on it. And then you see like almost like a tar, like bubbling tar. The shadow starts to like bubble here and there. And then you see a hand reach out and then it gets pulled back. You see another hand on the other side get pulled back. And it's just sitting there bubbling in front of the monastery. And then you hear behind you, like almost directly behind you, you hear Zena's voice again. "Sasha, you need to come back." And then your vision fades, just immediately cuts. And you wake up in bed. You don't sit up. You just wake up in bed with like an intense cold sweat in your bed.
I'll look around, see if the room's any different, see if Ash is still there. Just try to get my bearings again.
You wake up and the room is fairly dark. I mean, it's still nighttime. You see Ash over there, laying in bed, sleeping, awake. Depends what Ash decides to do right now.
Haley's actually not on because our roommate or our landlord is here.
Ash is asleep across the room. When you wake up.
Can I tell how long I've been out? Like, is the sun starting to come up, or is it still?
It's hard to tell. You look out the window and it's still fairly dark. I mean, the moon is coming down, but it hasn't crested the horizon. Like, it's coming closer to it. But you don't see any like sunrise light or anything yet. You could probably grasp you're on the cusp of it becoming morning with how far down the moon is.
Would you say I got a short rest or a long rest so far?
If you go back to sleep, you can complete your long rest. But if you stay up and like go to do something or whatever, then it would be a short rest.
I'll go ahead. I'll just kind of try to get comfortable again and go back to sleep since the room looks secure and Ash is still in the bed.
Okay. You muster yourself together after quite the dream. Slowly start to fade back into sleep and waiting for the morning to come. All right, across the hall, Gaius.
Yes.
So I don't know if I asked, but would you have dozed off looking at that portrait?
Yes.
Okay. So you're sitting in bed, and as you're staring at the portrait, you slowly start to doze off into sleep. And you try to go to sleep. You're pretty sure you're asleep. Doesn't feel like sleep, though. It's a weird feeling. You start to feel like a slight tingle at your fingertips where you were in the hand you were holding the portrait in. Do you continue to try and fall asleep?
Yeah.
Okay. You start to really force yourself to sleep. You swear you're going to sleep. Then the tingling starts to grow from your fingertips and starts to encompass your hand. And then slowly up your arm. You don't know how you feel.
Can I try to wiggle my fingers a little bit?
You go to wiggle your fingers and it's like there's a force there. You have to put more effort than you thought. Than you would have to trying to wiggle your fingers, and you don't really wiggle them. You kind of just like open your hand a bit more. And then you hear, clearer than you've ever heard before, the portrait hit the ground. Almost like it was heavier than how you were holding it. But you can sort of open your hand a little bit. What do you do?
I think I'm just gonna try to sit up and kind of look at my hand.
So you go to sit up, and your body doesn't move. But you know you're sitting up. You look at your hand, and when you sit up and look at your hand, you see your physical hand slouched over on the side of the bed. And all you see is like this black, ethereal hand floating in front of your vision.
Shit, I don't know what to do. Can I try to wake back up? Or am I awake?
You try to wake up, but you're awake right now. You think you look around and you see your body just sleeping in the bed. You're wondering what's going on, and you're trying to like either get back to your body or do something or wake up or something. Nothing's happening. You're just kind of there.
I'm gonna look at my dagger, which I would have set on a chair close by before laying down. Is it doing anything?
The dagger that you had set on the chair you will see two forms. You will see the dagger itself, but you will also see overlaid on it the somewhat familiar moon sickle that you've seen once before. But it's not like physically there, you just see it as like a shadow outline.
Can I try to grab it?
Yeah. You turn and go to grab it, and when you reach out your hand, the almost like tendrils come out of the palm of your hand and like latch to the sickle. And it like pulls the sickle straight to your palm, but the dagger doesn't move. So now you have just the shadow outline of the sickle in your hand. And then all you hear from behind you is, "Do it."
Do what?
You know. Take over.
And like as he says over, the whole room around you starts to rumble.
I'm gonna kind of tighten my grip on the sickle, kind of shaking a little bit. Not fully sure what's going on. You said the voice came from behind me?
Mm-hmm. Almost like directly behind you. When you had turned to pick up your sickle, and you have the sickle in your hand, like literally 180 behind you, you heard the voice.
I'm gonna try to look behind me.
You turn and shift, and like basically like a horror film, two beady red eyes meet your eye line. I would say not even an inch from your face. And he'll say,
I'm gonna freeze up when I see him.
What are you looking at?
Can I try to swing the sickle at it?
mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
So you swing the sickle, and just the shadow, it goes through the shadow and it just disappears. And like almost like in the wind, it just disappears. And he goes,
You think you can touch me?
like as he laughs, you almost feel like the ground in your bed start to shake.
Do it.
Would my body know like what he wants me to do? And if so, I think I'm just gonna let it happen.
The shadow form you're in currently knows what to do, but your body itself is rejecting. It's trying to reject what is happening.
Okay.
So like you're aware in two spaces right now that a decision can be made. But your consciousness right now is that of the shadow, while your body has the consciousness of just rejection.
I want to look at my body. Is anything happening to it?
Your body is drenched in water. Like your bed is soaked. Like you're having the worst nightmare you've ever witnessed. But besides that, I mean, your arm is still slouched over like as if you were holding the portrait, but you fell asleep and it dropped, you know? You're just kind of laying there.
Can I try to force my physical body to return the dagger to my hand?
You try to reach out to your physical body, and knowing the feeling of how to return your dagger, you get the feeling of the dagger, but the dagger does not move physically to your body. Instead, the sickle in your hand switches hands.
So, what do you mean by switches hands?
So,
the
like, you were
sickle's
holding
gone?
the sickle in one hand, and then you use that feeling to try and return the dagger to your physical body. But instead, the shadow sickle bamfed into your other hand.
Okay.
So now it's in you're holding it in your other hand.
Okay. I'm stumped. I really don't know what to do. So it's like my conscience is rejecting what's happening.
So you have a decision is being said. Your shadow form is being told to take over. While your body, your main body right now, is trying to reject what you believe is the shadow.
Then should I roll?
Do you want to roll?
Well, I don't. I think I do because I don't know what
Okay.
to do.
Give me a d20. 1 to 10, shadow takes over. 11 to 20, you phase back in.
Oh boy,
Get real spooky in this bitch.
Hold on, it's rolling really slow. Like really slow.
More dramatic.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, I'm seeing a 17, but it's not stopping. Oh, 17.
Okay. So with that, you look at the sickle in your other hand. And you focus really, really hard. And behind you hear,
Take over.
and with that faint like take, you're like, this isn't right. This I can't. And you open your eyes, and your head is sideways on the bed. And you feel extremely cold, like almost like someone came in with a bucket of ice water and like dumped it on you. But you're just laying in bed staring at the wall right now when you wake up.
I'm gonna look over at my dagger to make sure it's still actually a dagger.
Yep, still your dagger, sitting there in the chair.
Okay. I'll reach down and pick up the picture.
When you pick up the picture and you look at it, you'll see one figure specifically in there. Your father is completely blacked out with 2 red eyes.
I'm going to close my eyes and kind of just shake my head, thinking that this is all just in my head. I'm just stressed out, and I'm gonna open my eyes again.
You open your eyes and you see your picture normal, just a normal portrait, like nothing happened.
have to end it soon. And I'm gonna just lay back down in my bed and stare at the ceiling.
And all you hear is just a faint. Just kind of drift off into the background.
I'm gonna try to fall back asleep.
Okay. As you fall asleep, morning comes. Everyone can mark off a long rest.
The hottest voice.
And you can all level up.
Yeah.
So Oliver, what would you be doing, say, overnight into the morning at the school? Would you just be going to the school to sleep? Would you be going to
I
study?
would
What would you be doing?
go to study, yes. I would be studying the rat books that I got from my good friend. You know, the guy who was my good friend.
I thought you were about to give him a name.
Ratman, the Ratman.
Okay.
I call him the Rat King.
How much are you studying? Are you going to be studying all night?
I'd probably study for like 2 hours.
Okay. So you're saying you would eventually go to sleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of
course.
Roll me just a regular D20, please.
This guy and his rolling. Goodness.
Hey,
He's
I mean,
obsessed
we could just say you don't learn anything, and
He's crazy. I got a 17, just a regular roll.
Ooh.
17.
Okay. So
We're really good tonight, baby. I should have been the gambling cleric. Sheesh, dang.
I'm gonna break your kneecaps.
I got real hostile real quick.
I'm a sickly child, though. Please have mercy.
Give you a paper cut with a card.
Hey, yo, calm down.
So Oliver,
Yeah.
you go back to your school of Witherbloom, and you head to the library to study, and you pull out the books that you found in the sewers. And now that you're alone, you have some time, it's quiet, you can finally focus on what you need to do. Which book would you like to start with?
I have all of them. Ooh. So there's the picture book of rats.
Mm-hmm.
There is just the book of scribbles, which my guy would already assume what that is, so he doesn't care about that yet. And then there's the rat experiment book, which is a book containing the research and the studies of someone trying to essentially bring artificial evolution to the rats. And then there'd be the final one, which is actual journaling, unsure of its content. So I think I would look at the second journal of Ratman, as I named it, the one that just says actual journaling, the one that I never looked at, so I don't actually know what's inside of it.
Okay. So
but that would be the one.
You look at the little book, and it's, I'd say, no bigger than a phone. It's a pretty small journal, and the other book with the scribbles is the same size. And you recall when Gaius was in there that they were kind of similar when he had looked through the books and you had walked up. So I would recommend looking at both of them together. Or do you just strictly want to look at the one with the actual journaling in it?
So there's the experiment one. So they're almost like the same thing. They're both just like journalings of what he did.
Well, you don't know what's actually in the book. You're thinking it's some type of journal, but one has scribbling, and then towards the end, it almost looks like journal entries. Like you see words, and then they kind of slowly become sentences, and then it just ends. And then the next book, the other one, almost looks like actual journal entries, like sentences and like almost paragraphs of writing.
Okay, then yeah, I guess I would look at both of them at the same time.
Okay. So, as you're journaling, or as you're looking at the two journals, excuse me, you start to think about like literacy throughout the world, things you studied of how people write, because you have all sorts of resources in the library. And what you start to pick up is that this handwriting is a little unnatural. Like some of the lines in the writing and the words you notice kind of match the scribbling from the beginning of the first journal. In the second one, where there's actual entries, you see there are sentences written out in paragraphs, and occasionally, every once in a while, you see like a hard scribble, almost as if someone had bumped someone's arm, and like the word scribbles out, but they finish the word at the end of the scribble. And as you're reading through some of these entries, you start to see things like, don't know where I come from, what has come to be, who made me. Like, it's mostly just like questions. But the weird thing is like, you look at the journals and it's almost like there's different sets of handwriting, almost as if like one person hasn't just been writing in it. So like you go to look and you cross-reference with the third book of the actual like experiments, and the third book is one handwriting, but it's completely different from everything in the other two journals. The handwriting itself is vastly different. The third book with the experiments, it looked like a natural handwriting, like some type of person wrote it. But the other two journals don't add up. And you're trying to figure out what's going on here.
Okay, let me just make sure I got this. Right, so the rat, there's the Book of Scribbles that ends up turning into handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
And that one just says like, where am I, who am I, what am I made for?
That's the second one. The actual journal entry book has the questions in it. The first one is just scribbles and like the occasional word or like broken sentences.
So the Book of Scribbles is just that. The second journal of the Rat Man is what?
It's actual entries, like,
and it's like, where am I from and everything.
Yeah, it's like questions and whatnot.
And then there's the picture book that is like that one.
No,
and then there's
the picture book is not like that. You haven't looked at the picture book yet.
Okay.
The other one you looked at was the book with like the experiments and stuff.
But that one's like actual handwriting.
That one is actual handwriting. Like someone was educated enough to write.
I thought you said there was two though that were like, where am I from? But I only have 4 books.
What do you mean 2 from where you're from?
I thought you were saying that there's 2 books that were like, oh, where am I from, that have similar entries that are written very similarly.
There's the scribble journal. The second journal has the entries of like, where am I from, what has come to be. The second journal is actual entries with questions.
Okay. And then there's the rat experiment book that looks like someone's actual handwriting.
Correct. Like someone educated had been writing in that book. That's an actual like book, not like a journal. It's a book.
Oh. But it's like about rat experiments still?
Yeah, it's about like someone's findings of like experiments or things that they've been keeping track of, which have to do with rats. Like it's like a science book that someone had been filling out. And then the other 2 are journals with like scribbles and questions and stuff.
I guess then for like the last hour, I would put away the second journal and the Book of Scribbles and the picture book. I'd put them in my bag. Do I have like a safe or like somewhere where I can keep my stuff? Do I have a room to myself? How does like that work?
in the college you wouldn't have like a safe or anything. You could probably go out and buy one if you wanted to, but you do have a room and you share the room with Gabe.
Okay.
It's the rooms are shared. It's almost like an actual college dorm where there's a room with 2 people and then it's spaced in another room with 2 people, so it's like a shared dorm essentially.
Yeah.
You're just
Is Gabe
with
there?
Gabe. Do you leave the library and go to your room?
Oh, I'm in the library. I thought I was in my room.
Because you were saying you were putting the journals away and then you were doing something and then you asked about the room. So.
Oh, sorry. For some reason, in my brain, I thought I would have gone to my room to study. But no, the library's fine. I guess I would just put the books in my bag.
I mean, we can move it to the room. It don't matter. It doesn't matter where you're at that point. If you're in the room, the only difference is that yes, you would know Gabe is there, but Gabe is fast asleep.
Well, I think if I knew Gabe was in there, I would have just gone to the library.
Okay.
But
so you know Gabe's in the room. He's fast asleep, and you go to the library to research, and we're back to where we were.
all right. Well, then yeah, I think put away all the books besides the one with the experiments, and I would just study that for like the last hour I'm awake, or however long I have left.
Okay. I'll say for the next roughly an hour, studying the experiment book, you do learn that the scientist, however you want to say it, that was down there was looking at some type of evolution. And he was taking the rat experiments to an extreme, to the point where these rats could physically move and somewhat live without anything in their body. He was learning that through some type of gifted magic, as he calls it in quotes in the book, that this would allow this type of evolution, and it would be compatible to almost any creature. But when he went to go try it on other creatures, something went wrong. He writes down notes of like implosion, melting. He doesn't say what specifically, he just has these words down as if he was jotting them quickly. Some were success, most were failures, and those that were success were specific to rats.
Okay. Is that everything I'm able to read?
That's most of, I would say, with the hour that you have, that's most of what you can make of the book.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I would I'd put the books in my bag and I would go upstairs and go to sleep, thinking about what I had learned.
Okay.
I have the books in my pouch, so I'm also keeping the sending stone, and that's just where I keep like all of my important stuff. But I would put that, I think, on my bed. Is there like a thing between the mattress and like what the mattress is on?
Like the frame, if you were to lift the mattress, is there like space?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, I would put the book or the pouch with the books in it, there, in between there. And then I'd go to bed.
Okay. After doing some research and figuring out what you've learned through the books, you start to doze off into unconsciousness. And with that, the morning arises. Everybody will wake up. So we'll start with Oliver, because it'll just make it easier because you're by yourself right now. Oliver, when you wake up, you will see Gabe across from you, almost like staring at you, but he's trying to hide it like he's reading a book right now.
Okay.
And then when you slowly wake up, he'll sit up straight. Good morning, Oliver.
Good morning.
How are you feeling? How were your travels?
Okay.
Well, I
Thank you.
have decided to go along with what you said, to become an adventurer.
Ah, I take it your field experiments were fruitful?
They were, and I'll have almost like a slight smile to my face. Like, they were very enlightening.
And he'll shut the book in front of him and hold it under his arm. Really? I haven't seen you curl your beak like that in a while. Is it really that fruitful?
It's fruitful enough for me to want to continue doing it. I think that and how did the way it work with me leaving the school again? Like, would I get kicked out, or how'd that work?
What do you mean by leaving the school?
Is this if I leave to go essentially be an adventurer, does my place in the school go away?
No, you're still technically a student unless you hand in a form of resignation from the school. So as long as you are technically still going back to the school and acting like a student, because you're on the list, you're still a part of Witherbloom.
Okay.
Does he still have to pay tuition?
Yeah, do I?
If somebody.
If you're not, I mean, if you're not taking classes or anything, you just kind of go.
Mm-hmm. I guess for the classes I was in the middle of, I could always just go. Oh, I could always Are you gonna get back on? Okay. Haley's about to get back on. I would then let them know that, but I'll just look at Gabe for now and I'm like, yeah, I think that the most I can learn about the world around us and how life and death play a part in that is to go partake in the world itself. Because if I'm just here studying, Witherbloom, you know that they have a lot of restrictions on what type of books you can read and what books you can't read, and I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens whenever I find a book that they would list as unsuitable for the common person to read.
Huh, I see. That's it's very good to hear.
I would of course let you know if ever an occurrence did happen.
I'm glad you decided to take me up on the offer for adventuring. It's very insightful for you to think like that. But of course, I am speaking to none other than Oliver, so did you find anything on your adventures?
Some bones that were really interesting. They had divination magic on them, and the rib from one set of a rib cage would go to another one, and it didn't quite make sense to me, but It was in the sewers. So
You said
the
a
only idea
rib,
is
a rib goes to another one?
yeah. So essentially, it was as if it was made for that other rib, and it would like magically reconnect. I wasn't able to study it for very long because unfortunately, one of the people I was with went off by themselves and almost died.
Hmm.
So
Well, I
no
mean,
idea why they went and did that, but they did. They
it's-
didn't. They must not have cared much about living at that point. But we saved them, and everyone wanted to leave after that, so I followed suit.
well, you know how
You know,
people are.
if
It's an adventuring group, so things are bound to happen.
yeah, they care so much about each other and living or dying, and if I want to play that part, I gotta play the part. Pretend to be one of them.
I'm very interested in that divination bone. Do you happen to have one on you, or did you leave it in the sewers?
Oh, I left them all in the sewers. Um, oh, no, wait, yeah, I did. Didn't I? I have one right in my bag, but I don't think I'm supposed to.
I know you had one, and then you put 2 on that skeleton, and I think you went back for a third one, but the third one didn't work, if I remember correctly. So you kind of just left it, or you mended it back to the other skeleton.
Yeah, so I don't think I actually have one. So, yeah. Well, in that case, I was like, no, I don't know. I mean, I do need to get back to the group. Who knows what they'll do or where we'll go, but you could always go and investigate the divination bones and whatnot. In fact, if you really wanted to, you could always join us. And I want to look like extra careful to see what his reaction is when I say he could join us.
You'll see like a look of recognition, and almost like he's taking a serious thought into the idea of him going. But then he'll kind of stiffen up a bit and sit up straight and I don't think adventuring would be best suited for me. But what we could do is, since you're doing field experiments, I can be back here in the library or doing research in the city. And then when you come back, I'll fill you in on what I found, if anything.
I'll um put my hands, slap my hands on my legs, stand up, and I'm like, well, in that case, I have something for you to study.
Oh, and you see him starting to write on a piece of parchment about the bone that you were talking about. He kind of looks at you.
There are 2 things I want you to study that have piqued my interest. I would appreciate it if you could. Well, I won't say that. I'll say I want you to study what. So the term gifted magic. If there's anything about, you know, people being born with specific kinds of magic or anything of that sort. Just, see what you can find. It's a very broad subject, obviously, but, anything will help.
Gifted magic.
The second
Okay.
thing I would want you to study is forced evolution. And I know we've talked about this a bit before, but essentially finding if it's possible or not and what its connection to gifted magic could be.
Forced evolution. It's kind of a touchy subject here. Do we really want to look into that again? Why bring up the forced evolution? Is that what you found in the sewers? And he'll kind of eye you, kind of suspiciously.
Like, I didn't find forced evolution, but just everything they were doing with the tinkering of um, the wait, tinkering of the bones has me curious as to what we could do if we enchanted a person. And that's what I'll give in response.
Interesting. You see him start to like jot like a ton of notes on the parchment with like arrows between like the bone and forced evolution and just some notes for himself. Okay. Is there anything else?
No, that's it. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah, for sure. I'll look into it and let you know what I find.
Alright, well, why don't you go get that started? I'm gonna go see Bailey.
Okay. You see him collect his little bag and the parchment with the book, and you'll see him walk out. And once he walks out the door, you'll see him shift. Hey, Professor, I gotta go look at this thing. And then you'll see him just kind of like scrawny walk off to the side down the hall.
Is there like a lock on the door?
Not on the door. No, there's no physical lock.
Well, I will just, quickly grab my pouch from under my bed.
Okay.
And then put it on. And I'll like get ready for the day and everything. And then I'll head to where Bailey would be. Where I would usually be able to find her.
Okay. And as you head out the door, we will cut to the tavern. You all come awake. Morning has arisen. Bosco, would you have come upstairs? Or would you have just passed out in the gambling hall?
Does it make a difference?
Not really. Not really, no.
Pass out in the gambling hall.
Okay. So you four in your rooms all come to wake after a long rest in your rooms.
Time to do some morning drinking. I'm gonna gather up my stuff after what I have convinced myself was just a nightmare, and walk downstairs to get a drink.
Zasha would have woken up and done her morning routine, which is doing like yoga and tai chi, that kind of stuff. And wouldn't stop until Ash would have woken.
Hey, you're here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Zaja begins to do her meditation and yoga and tai chi and practices that she has known to do to keep her chi centered. As you slowly awaken and see your Alexodon companion across the room doing to you stretches.
I say good morning.
Good morning, my dear. Would you like to join? It's great for the soul, especially after some drinking.
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
All right, follow me, and I'll lead her through like a class.
Ash, can you please give me a performance check?
Yes.
Do you know how to do that, Haley? Do you remember how?
I got a 10.
Okay. It's not too bad, but it's not too great. Zaja, you're teaching Ash how to do these yoga moves and everything, and it's kind of off, but it's what you would assume from someone that's done it for their first
I'm
time.
trying.
Yeah.
Don't worry, my dear. It takes years to be a master at it. And I think you just did wonderful. Oh, join me every morning. In no time, you're going to be so good at this that you're going to wonder how you never did this before.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Ooh, I think you will love it.
Okay. And Nath, what are you doing this morning? Are you just waking up and heading down, or what's the plan?
Before waking, yeah. When I wake up, I begin to eat my rations, and then I move the dresser away from the door, and then I step out.
Okay. Zaja, you hear a slight from the room next to you.
I will immediately perk up my ears and go, oh, I think the others are awake. Should we join them?
Yeah.
I will wrap up everything and go on down with Ash.
Okay. Do. Everybody heads on down. Place yourselves where you would end up, if you so choose. As you guys walk down, the barkeep's like, how was your sleep? Is everyone sleeping fine?
Gaius is gonna look just more haunted than he was the previous day. Just like bags under his eyes, hair's a little messy. Slept fine.
Oh, you sure there, fella? you look good. You look a little worse for wear. I swear I sent you up a little different.
Please.
A drink this early? You want water?
No, give me a nail.
All right. How did you two ladies sleep? Everything okay?
I slept just fine, thank you.
Okay. And water's for you. Or would you like to join your fellow here and indulge in some morning drinking?
I'll have some water, please.
I will do not water, but not alcohol. Do you have something, juice or a smoothie or anything of that sort?
Of course. We have the Steel Angel Sunrise.
I love it. I'll take it.
All right. One sunrise, one water, and a nail for your fellow here. And he'll just turn around and start making drinks. And the gentleman that was off to the side, who every time you guys look over is sitting there, walks over and just continues making a drink with him. Nath, are you moving over here to talk to this?
Just sitting there drinking nothing. I already had my rations. I have my water skin on me.
Can I say something real quick
Sure.
about Haley's level up? Sorry. Haley, first question. So you leveled up, right? So you get like bonuses when you level up.
Okay.
Would you rather just take 2 points into like your stats that just like you could put it into strength essentially and it would just make all of your attacks better, or charisma and make all of your spells better, or constitution and make all of your health better? Would you rather do that or get like a feat which are like bonuses that give you really unique things essentially?
I don't know.
Well, just like which one sounds cooler to you?
Which
Or
one would
better.
be? I don't know. I don't know which one would be better.
Well, it's not about which one's better. It's like I think feats are just generally cooler because they give you like this really cool bonus that you can keep track of that does cool stuff. But straight stats usually is just really good because it just improves you all the way over around.
I'll just improve my stats then.
Okay, so would you rather do strength, constitution, or charisma? Strength would make your weapon better. Constitution would just make you have more health, or charisma would make it where you are better with your spells, pretty much.
You do get 2 points to any of its stats. You could do two.
You'd also
do 1 and 1.
separately. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next time you get it, you could just do 1 and 1 again.
Okay, can I do my health for 1 and my weapon for 1?
Do you want to put 1 into strength, 1 into constitution?
Yeah.
So the thing,
Didn't mean to roll that.
the thing about that to be careful about, or just to be aware of, I guess is a better word, is you won't actually get a bonus with only 1 point in it because of where you're at, because you only get a bonus every 2 points.
Well,
Even numbers.
I mean, either way, you can still do it. It's just if you want to or not.
I mean, then next time if I put the 1 into both of them as well, then I get 2.
Yeah. Do you just want to do that, or do you want like an active bonus right now?
Well, if I do it now, and I do it then, do I get the 2 bonuses?
Yeah.
Then I'll just do it in the 1 and 1.
Okay. I will come over and help you do that. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to make sure.
Thanks for waiting while I was not on while the guy was here.
You're all good.
Yeah, he was just like all in our room, so she wanted to not be on, which makes sense.
All good, all good.
All's just fine.
So-
He, like, took apart our bathtub, and he did a terrible job putting it back together.
Oh.
As is tradition.
Like, he didn't even glue it back all the way. Like, he glued, glued not even the corner, like, a little bit, like an inch, and then, like, 6 inches down, another little inch. Yeah. Yeah. Here's the light, David. Here's a light.
Okay, just keep us on track here. Nath, you said you were going over here not with nothing? You just went over and sat here?
Yeah.
Okay, you sit down and you see a construct right next to you, with its head slumped over, looking at the bar table, no light or anything, and then you see a gentleman.
All you do is click on strength, like the bottom, yeah.
You see a humanoid figure on the other side of the construct, with its hood up, holding a glass. You can't make out any features, but he's just sitting there.
I guess I just sit there, minding my own business.
Okay. And then just do the same on constant. The next time you get level 8, you'll get the 2 points again.
Okay.
I mean, no one's ever asked, so.
A bad job gluing it on.
Okay, so,
I was gonna say, thought about it while I was saying that. If you had tried to put your points into constant gamer health, I would have told you to be tough, which just gives you a lot of health.
I mean, well, if I do it next time, then I get it anyways, don't I?
Well, you would have to, next level up, you pretty much have to put 2 points into those.
Uh-huh. That's what I was planning
And then,
to.
like, level, I think it's 12, you get that. Really.
Love you too.
Yeah, tell him how bad of a job they did, David.
Yeah, he only glued in like 3 spots. Those bogus.
Okay. At this point, Bosco, you will feel a heavy hand hit your back. You'll be like, "Hey,
What? Huh?
get up. Go up.
What?
Up.
Who's there?
Up." And he'll just point up the stairs. It's that half giant, half Goliath that sits in front of the door that you usually walk past. He's just sitting at the bottom, pointing up the stairs. Where you
What
go.
time is it?
Up.
Ah. Is it at least morning?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
Sun up. You up. Go.
Alright. I'll just walk up the stairs.
Guys, you receive your drink from the one figure that hands it out, and then Ash and Zaja. Ash, you get your water, and Zaja, you get almost like a cocktail type of drink, like one of those tall cocktail glasses. And it's like multicolored. You get the sunrise, Steel Angel sunrise. This gentleman will walk around the table and sit back down, and at this point, when you guys get your drinks, you'll see Bosco step out from this door that was almost inlaid into the wall. And he just walks up through the door.
I'm gonna
Morning
take a
already.
sip from my ale, and then look over at Bosco. Coming back from your night with some whores or something?
How rude. I'm a cleric. What
Yeah,
kind of degenerate do you think I am? I was simply, gambling.
At this point, the half giant, half Goliath walks up with two people in his hands and starts like trotting to the front of the door. He's like, no, up, you leave. And he tosses two people out the door. And he straddles on back to where he was.
They lost so much that they just drunk themselves stupid. Suckers.
Come join us, Bosco. Come take a seat.
I guess I'll come out to the bar. It's like, do you have anything for breakfast?
Of course we have stuff for breakfast. What would you like? Would you like a meal? Would you like our Steel Angel sunrise, water? What do you want?
What's a Steel Angel sunrise? Is that a cocktail? That sounds like a cocktail.
I mean, some call it a cocktail, some call it a mixed drink. Some call it water. And he'll like wink.
Some call it water. What? What did you say?
Yeah, some call it water is what he said.
I'll have a meal.
Meal. And he'll like say that over to the half giant, half Goliath. And then the half giant, half Goliath will look through the door in the back and just say, meal. And then he'll step back out.
Anyone heard from Oliver yet?
He probably died.
Yep.
I can only hope.
His corpse is in a sewer somewhere.
Oliver, would you
everyone's
say?
being mean to me.
Would you say you would have talked to Bailey and then joined the tavern, or what would you have done after going to Bailey?
Oh, can we roleplay the part where I talk to Bailey? Because
wanna talk to Bailey?
Oliver would do something with Bailey, yeah.
Okay. So
Dirty, horny
well-
bastard.
No.
we will cut
One last tickle.
one last tickle.
I just hate that Oliver would do this, but just do it. Just get it over with.
Okay, we'll cut to when Guy says, "Has anyone heard from Oliver?" We'll speed cut to Oliver, who goes to Bailey's dorm room.
Like Family Guy.
Alright, I guess I'll knock on the door. See if she's there.
Yep. She opens the door and is like, "Oliver, hi! I haven't seen you in forever."
I know it's been a while. I've been busy with my studies, and then yesterday there was so much that happened.
Such a bookworm. Come in.
She'll like gesture you to come into her room.
I'll go in her room.
She'll like look down the hall and then shut the door.
Is she the only one in there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be like, oh, amazing. I did want to speak to you alone.
Oh, what? That sounds very
Um,
ominous.
Well, there's a
Well,
lot of ominous things in life. Yes, so I,
Oliver the Ominous. It's got quite the ring. What were you saying?
yes, I think we should break up.
God, I knew it.
Oh,
What? What?
No,
That was what I thought.
What?
I just said I think we should break up.
You see her in just like disbelief. Like she's just like flat faced, trying to figure out what is going on right now. Is this like your attempt at a joke? It's very
No,
funny.
this is my attempt at caring about you.
Her eyes narrow.
I talked to Gabe yesterday, and he showed me this pamphlet of this festival that was going on yesterday. I mean, I talked to you about that. That's what I was doing and everything.
I remember that, yeah.
And it was like, you should go see what it's like, you know, essentially, and try to be an adventurer. And so I found this group, and we went into the sewers and did all the stuff. And there was just a lot of field studying that happened. And you know that my studies have always been of the utmost importance to me.
Yeah, I'm aware.
And you've always been so generous about it. And you've been so patient about it, and you've been amazing about it. But I think that I do want to go and do more field study and join this adventuring group. In doing that, though, however, I don't think I would be able to give you near enough the attention and love that you would deserve from someone that you're dating, because I'm not going to be around, and I'm not going to be here. I won't be able to be with you, and I won't be able to be able to go to any events with you or study with you or anything. So in my eyes, I thought that it would be best for you if I ended things so that you're not just waiting around till the day I hopefully come back around.
You see, there's like a pause as you're looking at her, like her blank face and like narrowed eyes suddenly turn to like cold and calculating. Like she's trying to put pieces of a puzzle together in her head.
I mean, if you think that it would be worth it to stay with me, by all means, we can try to work it out and do something. But I thought that...
I mean, you go on this one adventure that Gabe told you to try, and all of a sudden you just come back and you just want to break up out of the blue?
Well, like, look behind me and like to my side. And like, did you hear what the reasons I gave? Of why? It's not, it's not just wanting to break up to just break up.
I heard you. She'll like turn around and like look at the door, trying to figure something out.
I mean, just think, what could I offer you in that position? If I go and do this adventure and everything.
You really think it won't work out, huh?
Well, I think we could make it work. I think we could do what we need to do in order to make things work well. I just thought that you wouldn't want to try to make it work.
Of course I would try to make it work. We've been together for a while. Why wouldn't I try to make it work? I mean, you seem like you want to do this whole thing, and I know going into this that you were all about studying. So, I'm aware of that, but I didn't expect you to just come up out of the blue, and it doesn't even sound like you want to give it a chance.
Well, I'd be willing to give it a chance if you wanted to. Sorry, I just had it in my mind that you...
Oh, so you assumed.
Yes.
And what does assuming do?
Well, it's almost like making a... I mean, when it comes to like science, we have to assume a lot of things. We have to assume that things will work
the science. You're so stuck in the books. What do you want? What do you want right now?
I'll like look at her. Like, because we never like really established it. I just kind of said that I had this girlfriend. Like, what kind of is our relationship like, and how long have we been together?
I would say not too long. I mean, you'd have some time together. I'd say like probably year and a half. It was kind of awkward at first because you were all about books. That's all you cared about was studying. And then she just kind of showed up one day in the library and you guys started studying together, and I kind of just took off from there. I mean, I would say you two are fairly stable. So that's why she's kind of caught off guard by you just showing up and like wanting to break up. But at the same time, like after sitting there and thinking for a while, she kind of understands because you're so like bookwormy, and that's how she found you. So that comes down to you. As for timelines, I'd say like a year and a half.
Yeah. Does she like study with me and everything, or is she more like I'm gonna go like hang out? Like, what is her personality and like how she interacts with people, or do you want me to just decide that?
I think that would come down to how you want her to be, because that was kind of the only thing to keep in mind is that like she showed up at the library and you guys kind of hit it off studying. But besides that, personality wise, it sounded like you kind of had her like meshed out. So that's up to you.
I had an idea of what she would be like, kind of just like what you gave me a little bit and what I thought myself. So with that in mind, I will tell everyone before I say my next thing. She would definitely be much more of like a outgoing, charismatic person that would be really interested in like, going to parties, going to events, stuff that like Oliver would just not care about.
Yeah, how the fuck did these two end up together?
It's like yin and yang, basically.
Yeah. So with that in mind, I will look her in the eyes after she asks me, "What do you want?" And I will say, "I want to break up."
Oliver the Ominous.
Yes, ever the ominous.
What happened to you in that adventure you just did?
I'll like subconsciously put my hand on my pouch, and I'll say, "Oh, I."
I don't. She'll like raise a hand.
I don't even want to hear it. It's probably better if I don't. It's kind of ridiculous.
And she'll open the door, just to hold it open.
Thank you for everything. I will be going now, and I will just walk out of the room.
As you walk out, the door slams behind you. And you just hear the room going awry right now. You hear things being knocked over, just noise. That's all you hear is just noise.
Like Zoink Scoop.
Rumble-Raggy, you get a fucky wucky.
Look, Oliver would do it. Oliver would do that. So I'm sorry that Oliver is not like a great guy, everybody. You gotta explain that going in.
I think I found the last boss.
It's death domain.
And just a note, Oliver. As you're walking out, you think about what you just talked about with Bailey, and like what happened.
Yes.
And then you realized after you said something, she turned cold and calculating. The real question is, what did you say?
Shoot, is she actually the last boss?
Would you go to the tavern at this point?
I would first go and I would let like my teachers know or someone know to tell my teachers that I'm not going to be going to the classes anymore for a while and I'll be gone for a while. Doing like field research, but I'll be back.
That would be assumed already. Because
Oh.
Gabe you would have figured out that Gabe would have took care of that, or at least informed the teachers that you guys shared classes in that that was the case.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will go to the tavern.
I think in Oliver's notes, like on your character sheet, under enemies, you should add ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
James, he's brutal, bro.
I mean, all like I said, like I can't remember when she got cold and calculated. I can't remember exactly when that was.
You got that from
Wait, I
you,
like
Mo.
took a note of it. I was like, oh, she got like really cold and calculated. That's out of character. But I was like, whatever. Okay.
Whatever. All right, we'll supercut
You know, I
back to
think
the tavern.
honestly, I feel like Oliver would have been like so like he doesn't feel
Oblivious?
guilty, not even oblivious, because he noticed that she was cold and calculating, but he was like, he just got distracted by how upset she was that like he was trying to like leave the situation.
What race was she?
I think she was elf, if I remember correctly.
She's a full elf.
Yeah,
That's
just
a
like
weird fucking gut. Hold on. Do owlins have dicks?
now we're
Let's
asking
not
the
get
important
into this.
questions.
All right, we're gonna supercut back to the tavern.
To the internet.
We're supercutting
Oliver
back to the.
walks in.
Okay. As you walk in, Oliver, we'll cut it to where Gaius asks about you. But Oliver, as you walk in, you will actually see the same guy you talked to that one night, and then the skittish female on the other side.
That question all over in character.
I'm not in the what?
Has anyone
Ask
heard
that
from
question Oliver in
Oliver
character.
yet?
No, he's just said I see people outside the tavern. So I think I'm confused.
So like we cut back to the moment I'm asking about you, and then you're just walking in.
Yes, you would.
Oh.
So we supercut back to when Gaius asked Bosco or the group, "Has anyone heard from Oliver?" And that's basically when you would be walking up to the tavern.
Oh yeah. Well, if I see the two people, I would have wanted to talk to them again.
Okay. Which one do you want to talk to?
The one on right here.
Okay. Oh,
I'll just walk up.
oh, hello again. You're that owl from last night.
I like look him down. I'm like, it's interesting to see you here again.
I mean, it's a tavern, you know. I can't hang out in front of a tavern.
Well, no, that's fine. Hanging around a tavern with a bunch of people, and I'm like tilting my head back and forth while I'm looking at him. I'm like, hang around a tavern with a group of people really would like spur suspicion, wouldn't you think? When you
I'm
say,
not with a group of people. Hey, do you know that Dragonborn that's in there?
God, I knew it.
oh, you mean the one known as Brimstone?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Roll a deception check.
Damn it. This is where my character really suffers because I have negative charisma. Ah! I got an 8.
Yeah, Brimstone, right. Hey, give this to her, and he'll hand out a note.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read the note.
Do you read it in front of him?
No, I'm just telling him.
I mean, you do what you want. Just give her the note.
I'm like, okay, and then I'll read it in front of him.
As you go to open it, he just waves his hand, and they both walk away.
Him and the other person?
Yep, so you'll see the gentleman walk this way down an alley, and then you'll see the lady walk this way down the alley from your view.
Okay.
And then you open and read the note, and it says, hello from Ganesh.
Alright, wait, I gotta write notes down about everyone. What the... How do I spell Ganesh?
Ganesh.
A note given to me to give to Ash from a weirdo outside the tavern. I'll close it.
I guess looking at him, because you were that close and he handed you a note, you would know that he's an elf. He has elfish features.
Okay. I'll just fold up the note and I'll walk inside.
Okay. You walk in, you see Nath with that construct and the figure that you met before off to the side, and then you see your group all sitting at the bar having drinks and a meal.
I'll walk up and I'll tap Ash on the. Well, I won't tap Ash. I'll say, "Oh, adventuring party, companions! It's so great to see all of you."
Why are you acting weird?
I'm gonna look back at him completely dead-eyed.
I think I'll, just broke up with my girlfriend. It's fine.
You had a girlfriend?
I am with Bosco on this one. What the fuck?
I thought
Almost
most
made
of
me
us
choke
did.
my ale.
A
I
living
mean, it's
one?
a pretty like normal thing to have a girlfriend, isn't it?
I feel like I have to specify a living one, especially with you.
I'll look at Bosco. Like, do you like, does that idea of them being undead or dead fascinate you? You seem really interested in that.
I'm just curious about the girlfriend part.
Well,
I'm terrified to learn the other parts.
do you typically date undead or dead people? You're the one who's bringing it up. You seem really
You're the
interested
one
in
avoiding
that
the
idea.
question.
No, she was not dead. What?
Was she attractive? Like, was she? Hold on. No, that's not what I should ask. Was she also a bird?
Like a
Cross-
crow or a full owlin like him?
Crossbreeding is pretty normal.
Oh god.
Like, most races are able to, and most do. How old are you guys? Are you guys...
12?
Hey, thank you, Ash.
I'm only 20.
So you probably haven't experienced anything yet with a woman or man.
I have chosen not to. I tend to keep
That is a nice thing to say to yourself. Yes, I would say so. And I'll just look at Ash. I'm like, oh yes. I think you're being followed.
What?
No, yeah. Like
Stop trying to
90%
change the
sure.
subject.
90% sure you're being followed, and I'll like pull out a note and hand it to her.
And I'm weird and I grab the note and I read it.
On the note, it says, Ganesh says hello.
I quickly just fold it up and I just walk over to the trash can and I throw it away. And then walk back to the party.
Hey Oliver, did you hatch from an egg or were you just kind of pushed out?
And on that question, hey Nath, what are you doing right now? Are you looking at the group or are you still looking at the bar top in front of you?
Yeah, I'm still twiddling with my thumbs.
You will see in your peripheral a piece of paper slide across the bar table to you.
I look down at it.
Ollie, you're Nath, right?
Yeah? I thought only those guys knew my name.
Well, you best be careful.
What do you mean?
He gestures at the note. He doesn't say anything.
I look at the note.
On the note, it says, in like almost like weird scribbles, but you can make it out. It says, "Tread carefully. The Legion is here."
I tear it up and I just look at him and it's like, what do you know?
Shh. And he'll put like his finger up to his lips.
Nath will begin like grabbing his chest, just like breathing hardly, just
Oi! And he'll hit his construct next to him, and the construct will turn on and then like look at you, and then he'll say, "Are you going to calm down?"
yeah, I'm sorry. It's just
Just breathe.
oh, okay. I'm sorry, but what do you mean they're here?
That's it. Oh, that.
I understand what you mean by they're here, but how close?
You see him like struggling to say it. He's like stuttering. That Sitai, and he'll like gesture to like in like a circle with his finger, like he's saying like the whole city.
I'll begin looking down back at the bar and just like covering my face as much as possible. Also, I'm going to grab my emblem from my pocket and just throw it in the backpack, deepest part of there.
Ah. Yeah. If you are who you say you are, I think your father would be proud.
Considering what happened, I don't think it's much.
Oh. Maybe I should catch up with him. It has been a while.
Nat begins to look really sad, and some things happened. I don't think he'll be speaking with you anytime soon. What race is he?
You don't know. You just see him in a hood.
Oh, okay.
And you'll see him just go, don't worry about it. And when he lifts his left arm, the construct also lifts his left arm, and he pats you on the back. But like he's going to pat you, but the construct instead pats you on the back. And
I know what race he is.
He goes,
Cyborg.
don't worry about it.
I know what he is. He's a centaur.
I'm sure I have my ways of contacting him. You just worry about yourself.
I'll make sure to take care of myself.
And then he'll hit the construct and it'll power down back into the stasis state. Well, go on. Get back to your group. The name's Tink, by the way.
Oh, Tink. Have I heard of the name before?
You've never heard of that name before.
Okay. He knows my dad. I don't know him. Good enough for me.
I swear the name came up last time.
Yeah, Oliver figured it out, but Oliver didn't share it with anyone.
Oh, okay. That's why. I was
Way to go, Oliver.
You really think Oliver's gonna go around sharing his findings?
I mean, you shared that I was being followed.
You also shared that you broke up with your girlfriend.
Those aren't my findings.
Alright,
That's not.
Nah.
That's nothing to
Do
do
you
with it.
walk back to the group or you just sit there?
Yeah, I'll be walking back slowly and sadly.
Okay. Cut back to Nath walking back. A guy's just asked Oliver if he came from an egg.
Actually, I did not come from an egg.
So you were just pushed out.
You and I are brothers. Your mother gave birth to me.
The barkeep will speak up. Wait, you're saying owls don't come from an egg?
With
I'll
that
look
comment,
at
going on right now.
with that comment Oliver made, I'm going to stand up quickly and grab my knife and hold it up to his neck. Don't make jokes.
Hi, sit down. I knew ales weren't good for you. I don't want that in my bar. If you're gonna do that, take it out.
Yeah, sit down. Have a seat. Let's talk about our mother.
Brother. No.
There, yeah.
Brother from another mother.
I'm gonna turn towards the barkeep. How much do I owe you? I want to close my tab.
I close it. Why close it? You can keep it open here at the Steel Angel Inn. You can come back whenever you want. But for the ale, it's only 5 silver.
I'll set the 5 silver on the counter and start walking out.
Ugh. Must have had a bad sleep.
Something of the sorts.
How well do you guys know him? It's part of your
Not
group,
at all.
right?
You introduced us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you know how well we know each other.
I mean, I figured the one contract would get you guys going.
It's been a day.
All it takes is a day.
Well, we still have some time to get to know each other better.
Fair
I
enough.
think he's
Fair
trying
enough.
to get us to flirt with each other.
Sure, we'll
He'll-
figure out
he'll
why
turn around
he's
and start-
brooding.
He'll start washing like dishes.
But no, Tavern Keeper, Allens do not come out of anything besides an egg.
Ah. Thanks for educating me. That's great to know. I'll just continue washing some dishes.
The fucking pause. Oh my god.
But yeah, I'll turn back to Ash and I'm like, but yeah, it seems like you're being followed.
Well, that's not good, is it?
No. Unless you want to be followed.
No, I do not.
But do you have any idea who's following you?
I think I just might.
Who?
Well, you see. That's for another time to tell.
Oh, come on. He gave us a story. Why don't you give us a story?
Because I just met you yesterday.
But you'll be traveling with us. Shouldn't we know who's going to be following all of us?
Yeah, well, is there anyone else following anyone else?
I don't know.
You can't prove it so far.
Prove
Guys.
what?
Dad looks down.
As this conversation is happening, and guys, as you walk out, you see a tall, a pretty tall figure. I would say you would probably guess roughly 6'1", figure with like a black hooded cloak and like leather, full leather outfit, just pure black leather. And you see some very dark blue skin peeking out in parts of the leather. As you walk out, you two bump shoulders as they walk in.
Do I get any sort of feeling like
The presence after bumping shoulders, the presence is not good. Like after bumping shoulders, this person just kept walking as if you weren't there. Like they just are standing upright and just walking straight into the tavern.
I'll pause for a moment to think.
And they will walk in and sit at the table.
I think I'll throw up my hood and wait a couple minutes and then walk back in and like stealthily.
Okay. So back to the conversation at the table.
So, do you know who's following you? Because
Yeah,
we should probably know.
I do.
All right.
Great talk, everyone.
Yeah,
We're definitely not going to get murked by them, whoever it is.
Well, barkeep.
Oh yeah. Oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, of course. Yes, funny owl.
Do you have any more jobs we could do?
Of course. And he'll gesture to the board. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to do around here. You could help a cat get out of a tree. I think Mrs. Nitz down the road needs help. I mean, what are you looking for?
I don't think we want to do the cat one. Might just eat our friendly owl over here.
That?
Like, I'll be right back, actually, everyone, and I will walk right outside the tavern.
As you turn around, Oliver, you see a figure sitting at the table eyeing your group as you start to walk out.
Well, since he's not going to decide, might as well I decide, and I just grab a random one.
He grabbed the
What's it
cat
say?
one, didn't he?
Make
him
roll
roll
me a d6, please.
Please be cat. Please be cat.
Rolling. It's a 3.
A 3? You got the Mrs. Nits one.
Yeah.
Saving a cat.
Well, if we're gonna name a cat, do we get to name it?
I don't think
We're
that's
saving it. We're saving someone else's cat. Are you planning on stealing the cat?
Well, no, but we can give it a name while we have it in our possession until we give it back.
Guys, give me a stealth check.
Oh, okay.
Because you said you'd stealth back then.
Yeah. That is a 16. It almost landed on 2.
Okay. You stealth back in, but
you pass a perception. Do I notice him?
You stealth back in, but you feel like the figure that's sitting at the table does still see you guys. Your new passive perception, yeah, you would, if you looked over into the room, you would see her, them, he.
Okay. I nod at him.
At me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna act like I don't see you because I'm trying to keep it, on the down low right now. Like,
Yeah, so you'll see him like sneaking in, and then you also see the figure at the table, just staring at you guys.
I nod at him.
God damn it.
There's no response.
3 times in a row, I just look down, sad, just shaking my head.
SMH my head, bro.
Oliver, can you give me a perception check, please?
Yes, sir. I think my perception's so good and so great at rolling it. Nah! Got 13.
Oh my luck, it's the other game.
Never mind. You just see the person staring at what you think is the group.
Dag nab it.
That's your ex-girlfriend. She's already coming to attack.
Oh no.
Assassin.
I
Which
will.
back around.
So I just
to
see
him.
someone like looking at our group.
Yeah. You see them just sitting there, sitting like a full 90, just at. I don't know how to describe it. Almost like sitting at attention, like they're not cross-legged or they're not fidgeting, right? They just sit down. They're sitting like almost politely at a full like 90 degrees, just staring at you guys.
Do
Like
they
if
have?
they're in a lecture.
Yeah, basically like they're in a lecture.
Do they have any kind of like symbol on their clothing? Are they wearing a hood?
They have a black hood, it's like a black cloak with a hood that covers half their face. You see a sharp chin, pointing out from the shadow of the cloak, and then they have like a full set of just black leather armor, and occasionally, like at the elbow, you see this faint, like dark, deep blue skin that kind of peeks out from the armor.
Is that the Crimson Chin? Damn. Well, damn. Trying to think. I think I had something I was gonna do, but so they don't have
Talk about your
no
girlfriend?
insignia, just like black leather armor, right?
Nope. Just black leather armor with a black cloak. And from your perception, They're just looking at the group, just sitting there.
I'll like lean over to Ash, like, that person might know you, but I'll be back. I'll just leave.
Ash,
Joke's on you, it's my debt collector.
Do you turn around, Ash?
Yeah.
When you turn around, you look at the cloak figure and you see her raise her hand, and you see her fingers like, almost like rolling her fingers as like a wave. Then she puts her hand back down.
I just turn back around.
Hot assassin mommy? Question mark?
Shut up. Stop.
Okay, so what are you doing, Oliver?
Oh, I'm just walking outside, if that's an option.
Oh, you just walk out of the tavern?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, well, whoever's paying attention, you guys just see Oliver just walk out of the tavern.
Well, okay then.
He do be walking.
Oh, I guess that means it's time to find this cat, and I look back down at the flyer.
Cat? No, that's the Miss Knits one. The cat's the other one. Do you want the cat one?
Oh, who's Ms. Knit?
Oh, Miss Knits, she's a lovely lady. She's right down the street from here. She was saying something about like her oven not working or something. I don't know. Sometimes she
I
just
could totally do that.
blabbles.
Well, if anybody else wants to join, I'm gonna be heading over there. I'm quite handy with my hands.
You too.
I leave to Ms. Knits.
Okay. What do the other four of you do?
When I go outside, can I just like, is there anyone out there?
There is not a single soul in the street right now.
I would like to sigh, and I will grab hold of my amulet with one hand, and I would like to say a prayer to Sigaris.
Okay.
And see if there's like anything in response, and if there's not, I guess I could just keep praying for a little bit.
You do not get anything back.
Okay. Well, I will just say, Sigaris, I know I don't talk to you a lot, and you don't talk to me a lot, but I figured we have a common goal in the sense of a pursuit of knowledge. I just wanted to ask you if you would know the best way for me to acquire more knowledge with this group. And then I'll end the prayer. See if, well, I guess I'll wait a second and see if I get a response then. But if I don't, then I'll just stop.
When you finish your prayer, it's almost like time slows down for a hot second. And then you just get a white, like a white flash, an image in your head that blinks very fast. And from what you can make out, it's like a white background with a figure in the middle. And the figure kind of reminds you of the person that you just walked out from in the tavern. And then you come back to reality.
Person that had the blue skin with the black leather armor on?
Yeah, like you saw on the white background, you saw a black cloak with a silhouette that matched the character that was sitting in the chair in the tavern.
I will keep hold of my amulet, and I will say thank you. I will look into that. And if you are interested, we could always stay in contact. Thank you. Goodbye. And I will let go of the amulet, assuming that if Cigar's wants to keep in contact with me, they can. So wait. And I will walk back into the tavern.
Okay. As you walk back in, the 5 of you that are in the tavern right now will notice that it is now dead quiet.
Am I still considered inside the tavern?
What was that, Super?
Am I still considered inside of the tavern, considering I was headed over to Ms. Mittens?
I would,
As you
Miss
said, 5 of
Mittens,
us.
I would say you would technically be leaving. So, like, you would walk out and you would see Oliver doing something to the side, and then you'd see him walk back in. So you would be, like, at the front of the tavern right now. So
Oh,
it would be
the
like,
table.
yeah, it would be like that. Yep, just like that. You would see him walk back in.
Oh, well, Oliver, you're already coming back? Oh, okay. I guess I'll step back inside for a little bit.
So Oliver, Guy, well, actually all 6 of you now, with it being dead quiet, you feel a little uneasy, and the 3 of you at the bar especially notice this. The barkeep is frozen, like pointing at the bounty board.
Not again.
God damn it.
And then you look around. What was that?
Someone go to the cash register. Get the money.
You see that
Oh,
in
yeah,
person,
great
Zasha?
idea.
Go around the cash register. Get the money.
No, no, no.
Oh, you're no fun.
Zasha,
So,
in your ear you hear a whisper.
I wouldn't do that.
And as you guys all look around, you will see all the figures are standing still. I need everyone to give me a perception check, please.
I love making perception rolls because I'm like really good at it. I always roll really well.
You guys gotta get something, please.
I got a 16.
I don't have
This will be this is
14.
gonna be a group check, not single checks.
I'd say 16 is the highest number you could probably roll.
13, 13, 12, 19, 16.
We rolled pretty well.
Sasha, do you want to roll?
Save us. Rolling at 20.
Save us, Sasha. Save us. You're our only hope. Haley would understand the reference because she hasn't seen all of the Star Wars movies.
I haven't either.
Wait, is Rustic there? Rustic. Are you still alive?
Super, you're like a baby though, so that's excusable.
Come on. Why?
Rustic?
Oi, Rustic, you're
Buddy?
muted.
Buddy?
Buddy? Pal? Friend?
Woohoo!
Me homeboy.
Alright, I definitely can pretend to be Rustic. Oh dear, what was that voice in my ear? Did the rest of you hear that?
Wow, that was pretty good.
That was actually pretty good.
He's got a very distinct way he does his character's voice, which apparently I know how to do. He says dear a lot, so it's just easy like, oh dear. Rustic, where are you?
I will say, I mean, it's not technically needed, but I was just seeing if Rustic's there, but he's not. I don't know what happened to him.
Rustic, are you in a snowstorm again? A sandstorm? A thunderstorm? Please, any type of storm, let us know.
Is there a tsunami? Does he live in like
It's okay.
Arizona?
It's okay. It's weird.
David, David, he's
Fall into
rebooting.
the cavern.
He could be on the phone. Oh, his brother was coming. Remember?
Does anyone have
Okay,
his
so
IRL number?
stay on topic here. All right, so we're just gonna say for now that he makes the roll, because you guys technically as a group made the roll. But as you're all looking around, you notice that the other figures in here are frozen, except for one. And the one that is not frozen is the person sitting at the table. And as you all look over at this character, she raises a hand, and now you can see more defined features as she's kind of glaring at all of you. She has dark blue grayish skin, with deep dark royal blue eyes that kind of pierce through the shadow of the cloak. And she kind of just lifts a hand and waves to all of you, like rolling her fingers, kind of like how she waved at Ash. And then she says,
Don't waste time. Time is precious.
and that's where we'll end.